Oh hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Simon with topdockpro, and today we're doing a 1% detail on this 35 Pursuit. Now what's really cool about this is we're in a private shop in Cape Coral. Now a little bit of a unique thing about the Pursuit is they do not do very well with wax. So we got some yellow staining up there, and I really noticed that back when I was detailing in Ohio. But we're going to be polishing this whole boat out, full options 1% detail. We're going to show you how to do it. I just got started over here on the port side of the hull. I've done a couple sections, but what I was thinking, because we got some black streaking back here, I thought I was gonna have to compound this out, but it looks like surface level stuff, so we're gonna try to polish it with Elevate. If you guys haven't been following the channel or really haven't stuck to the polishing, we use the Rupes 21. It's a long throw random orbital polisher. We got the Buff and Shine Euro Wool pad, which is a great pad, but it's gotta be cleaned frequently. And yeah, other than that though, we got our trusty Stark Elevate, which we love. It just really handles very well and it doesn't get stuck in the gel coat. So really good polish here. And yeah, let's go ahead and show you how to do it. We're rolling with the gallon today, so we got our applicator. Now look, the biggest thing is you guys can't be trying to polish like 5 feet of boat, okay? So you need to do about 2x2, 3x3 foot because you're trying to remove the scratches and remove the imperfections. So you need to take your time. You don't want the polish to dry out too much. And that's how I go about it. Now we got a lot of these fittings down here, which we'll start with. It's gonna take a little more time to do this, but I like to get a good, consistent, even amount of polish on here, just enough to kind of cover the surface. If you want, you get started with the polishing, you can kind of push it into the pores a little bit. Alright, so once we got the polish on there, now it's time to run the Rupes 21. We're going to start on speed 4, and we're going to up that close to 5 by the time we finish. So let's get started.
We've been waiting for. Gonna take you for a drive in my brand new ride. Gonna take you for a drive in my brand new ride.
Okay, so now that we've polished, number one, like I said, just take your time. It's better to give your client a quality service. A lot of people like to rush through this stuff. A couple things here, okay, look, if you got water dripping, you're gonna have to stuff a towel in there because these are never-ending problems unless you have a blow dryer or something to kind of blow it out. Now, other than that though, you don't have to take these off when you're polishing because if anything's on here, it'll go onto your polishing pad, but whereas compounding, it'll actually go into the gel coat. So it's a little different. It might go on the pad, but you just gotta clean the pad. Now we're gonna give this a good little wipe, make sure we're good here. Now you can see in the video, I was really hanging tight on these corners, trying to make sure I get the whole thing polished. Elevate did exactly what I was hoping for it to do. It just took out all these little black streaks back here. The gel coat's just dirty, and I tried to wash it down beforehand, but you know, sometimes stuff gets kind of just on that top layer surface and Elevate took it right out. All right, so a nice little wipe, and that's the section. That's how you go about it. There's a little bit of black streaking back here. Now, my first initial thought, well, first of all, the gel coat's not oxidized, which is good. So this is very surface level, but you know, my initial thought is it's either dirty or some sort of exhaust smoke kind of sticking back here on the transom. So we're gonna try to polish this out with Elevate. Like I said, it's not oxidized, so I don't really see a point in needing to do level R. Yeah, and you can even see, like I can kind of wipe some of this off just with the applicator. Yeah, it'll come right out. So we're gonna get a little more on here. But these are the types of things that'll dirty up your pad, so that's why you guys gotta make sure you're cleaning them. Okay, can we see if they can see this on camera? See how it's a little hazy up here? Just trying to get down.
Yes.
Alright, so when you guys are polishing, you want to polish the to elevate until it really shines up the surface like this. If you can see up here, there's still a lot of product up here, so we haven't worked that in fully. So as you guys are watching, I'm kind of like going up and down, side to side. This machine, not only does it oscillate, but it spins at random orbits as well. So you're getting full coverage on everything, so it really doesn't matter what kind of motion you want to do, if you want to go diagonal or vertical or horizontal. But we just want to get the whole surface looking consistent, kind of like it looks down here. So we want to get it to that nice shine, and we should have very little excess by the time we wipe off the product.
Loving you make the land more beautiful. Every bird, bee, and tree sing a song for us.
All right. So what you guys are watching right now is you're watching me run Finish R. So I want you guys to see versus Elevate up here if Finish R is any different. Typically with Finish R, when you're outside, what tends to happen is the polish will actually dry up too quick and it'll stick inside the gel coat and it becomes super hard to remove. I'm not sure that's gonna happen indoors, but also I want you guys to notice if you can kind of see any difference in shine, because theoretically the Finish R is supposed to be much shinier than Elevate. I feel like this one's like a little harder to wipe off though, like in general. I know you got 1,000 grit in Finish R, and then you got 1,200 grit in Elevate.
And so it's just harder just to wipe off?
It seems like it.
Is it
just in general?
Is it because it's thicker, or?
I would think so. I mean, I thought I polished it fairly well. So it's hard to say, but Elevate's just always been easy to work with. Now what happened on that section was I put a lot of polish on there, so if you do that, it's just gonna take a lot longer to work in. There's nothing wrong with it, but you're gonna definitely waste. I mean, that gallon's like 189 bucks, so you're just wasting polish at that point, and it takes forever to work in. Maxes out your pad, polish, and then you'll have to clean it. But it's definitely something to kind of learn from. And
would it be like too much for them if you put too much polisher on there? Would it just be more that you have to clean up? Or?
Yeah, I mean, if you put too much polish on, it's just gonna take forever to like really polish it all off. And then it's gonna also clog your pad up too, with a lot of polish.
So it'd be more like the more that you put on there, it's just the more mess that you have.
Yeah, so you gotta clean your pad more frequently. Your pad dies out quicker. You actually lose more wool. And then you're also wasting more money in polish, you know. So there's a lot of things that can happen. Yeah, but like I was saying, though, like some people like to put the polish on the pad,
Yeah.
which is great and all. But then you also, again, you're clogging up the pad. That's why I don't do that. It clogs up the pad.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the applicator. And then some people actually just put the polish on the boat, like. There's like 3 different ways to do it. I think the 2 better ways is either put it on the boat or put it on the applicator. Hot out, then your product's gonna dry. So if it's really hot outside and I'm putting it on with the applicator, like I'm giving time for the polish to dry before I get the polisher to it. Whereas if you just kind of put some lines on the boat, it's not able to dry out.
And it wouldn't be able to dry off there. So basically, the more hotter it gets, the more that it'll dry into it.
Right.
When you're inside here, you don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, that's not too much to worry about inside. But everyone's got their own way. A little bit of a scratch right here. Too big to get out with the polisher. And I know some people are like crazy about it. I'm not gonna like try to sand this out separately. Like these are little scratches that you're gonna get on a boat, on a car. Like it's white gel coat, you're not gonna see it. I barely saw it until I started polishing. I just think it's a little obsessive. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like we're trying to prep everything correctly, get it all ceramic coated, and that's you know, we're doing a lot more than most people are doing, especially with like the quality of products that we're using and the protection that we're putting on. The virtual videos are great, but if you guys want to really dive in deep, like I can't always do that in the videos, go check out the ebook, Total Restoration. Their new ebook, it's really popular right now. And it explains how to restore a boat start to finish, wet sanding all the way through sealant or ceramic coating, whatever you decide to do. Very informative, about 300 pages. Check that out, and that'll be in the link below. If you have scratches in the boat, you can like watch it take them out. It's really cool.
And the other one was making scratches a couple of times.
The Flex?
Yeah.
No, not really. It's just the Flex is like it's like a buffer hybrid. It's like you know our DeWalt buffer we use. It's like a hybrid of that. So it spins like it's like a rotary spin. This is a random orbital. Yeah, and that one like if I press really hard on that one, paddle stop. It like kind of stops spinning. The Flex, it doesn't stop at all. Yeah, it just what it's doing is kind of when it slows down, it's just kind of vibrating.
Is it that it detects like the pressure that you're putting onto it? So if you have that one, put too much pressure on it, it'll tell you you're putting too much.
Pretty much. We have moved on to final touches, so we're doing a full inspection on the boat and trying to hit up any areas that need a little extra attention. This is still kind of a factory boat because it's almost brand new, and for whatever reason, sometimes we'll do some sanding up here. So we see some sanding scratches that we're gonna buff out with Level R, and then we're gonna repolish those up. And then beyond that, we still gotta polish the glass, and then we'll be getting ready for the strip wash, so check it out. So much better.
Now, what did you use?
Stark Level R.
Stark Level R?
Yep.
Is that what removes the scratches?
Yeah, so the Level R is 800 grit, heavy compound, so it'll remove the scratches. Because Elevate's only 1200, so it's a little lighter in terms of grit. So you go with the Level R, you know, obviously we already polished this, but we're just touching up. So after you compound that, you gotta come back and polish it. Otherwise, you're gonna leave some swirls in the gel coat. Then we're gonna do a light polish with ignition on the glass.
It's me that you need. You miss me, you know I don't pick up the call. It's been falling, I've been stalling for weeks. The stars are pretty when the sky falls.
Now we're on the top side of the boat, so what's important up here, well first of all we've done all the smooth gel coat, but now we're gonna really focus on this non-skid and getting this dialed in. What I like to use for the non-skid is Elevate, so Stark Elevate, and then we got the Flex. The nice thing about the Flex is that it's a forced action, so it cannot stall down, which is why I don't like to use the Rupes 21 for the skid. We want something that can really bite in and just pull this out, clean it up really good. And then we've got a Lake Country foamed wool pad. Yes, it is oversized, you know, not super ideal, but this is gonna work for what we're trying to do up here. So this is Zach. Zach's our newest member of the topdockpro team. And so you grew up where? Austin. So do you like remember a lot of it? I know you were like, you said you moved when you were like 11 or something?
I remember a little bit of it. A lot of my current life kind of started when I moved to Florida, so it really reset.
Yeah, so for the vinyl, like we like to use an eraser just to kind of clean it up because, you know, if we leave any like little streaks behind or something, it's going to show through the coating. You know how there's like a little protective layer on the vinyl? Yeah, we're not trying to like rub it through, we're just kind of, you know, Just trying to give it a good little clean with the eraser. Yeah, we pretty much just do this. Like we'll do this on glass and vinyl. It's just a good prep thing to do. I learned it at DNA and I just honestly just really liked it. I just kind of coat because it gets all crazy down here, like ruins your applicator. So I just kind of stick to like, you know, just the outer corner. And make sure you get the trim lines, like all these, you know, where the stitching is. Like, I'm not trying to go too crazy because I don't want to start to like disintegrate the stitching or nothing like that. But yeah, after that, and then I'll just take, I think, which one's alcohol? Yeah, and then we'll just, you know, wipe it finally with the towel and get everything off. So in the past, like when you did seats, did you guys wet coat them, or would you wipe them off like once you put the ceramic on?
I'm pretty sure we wet coat them, but it's just like, kind of like you would do the corner.
Like Thor or Repel?
I think we're probably.
Yeah, a lot of people probably tuning in, like obviously we're using ceramic DNA, but most people don't have access to that unless you're a professional detailer. So if you don't have that, I would use Repel Pro for start because it's just a good strong coating for your seats. Remember guys, on the first pass, you're just trying to get the coating, just get it all over the seat, make sure you're getting it in the creases. We're just trying to get the coverage on the first pass. Especially when you work with like nail with a big piece, you know, it's gonna want to dry out. So that's why it's just kind of get it on there quick and then come and level it out evenly. Prep back here on the lower units is gonna be very similar to the prep on really the rest of the boat. But what's important here is, you know, you got these plastics and they get really dirty being in the water like that, so it's really important to erase them, get all that black, dirty, basically the plastic is dirty, you gotta clean all that up, get all that out. I mostly wipe the paint and then I like to erase, you know, this is kind of coated, powder coated paint, just kind of erase it because they can get a little dirtier, especially being in the salt water, you know, these are fully submerged down in the water. And then yeah, we'll just, you know, then we'll come back with alcohol wipe them. You know, as you can see, like some of these are starting to fade out, but once we coat them, they'll shine right back up again. But this keeps your whole lower unit performing, and that's really important. You know, a lot of guys don't really actually even coat all this stuff back here, but this will keep it protected, performing. It'll kind of prevent some of this powder coating from actually chipping off, which obviously happens a lot. And then yeah, and then the only upgrade that you can really do from this is an epoxy coating, but this client specifically didn't want that option, so this is the second best option. We're going to be ceramic coating the lower outboard units all the way down to the props with ceramic DNA DNX. Now this is like a very similar process to how we do the vinyl, but it's really important that we do this because this will be submerged in the water, so it gets a lot of friction. And like I said, a lot of guys, they won't even like coat down here, but we want to coat all this, make sure it's all protected, and that's what we're going to be doing. Very similar to vinyl, we want to kind of get it on here, get it in all the cracks, and then we'll come back and we'll level it, make sure it's nice and even.
Metal polish will get that off.
Yeah, I mean we want to wipe it. Yeah, that's another reason too. I don't really try to metal polish. Like that's one of the last things we do. I like to get everything coated and then like come in and like polish out the metal. Because you know sometimes you might occasionally get a little something out there when you're coating just naturally. So that's why I try to do it. Like some guys like to do it first. I like to do it towards the end. Plus, you know how sometimes when you're polishing, like some of that black shit will get in the gel.
Oh yeah.
That's why I like to coat, so then that can't happen.
There was an instance where we were working on that full detail on that solstice. We were working with a couple of guys that didn't get the black streaks completely out. It was a customer's boat. He was storing his boat there, and then he wanted to get a detail. We did the detail. It was a fantastic detail. We did a great job. But on the non-skid, you can see the edges where somebody had hit the metal and then polished on it a little bit. And even though we had buffed on it, as soon as we ceramic, it showed up right away. All of those black lines. He said after a month it faded away. Like it was really bad. You're good to white skin this.
I don't like to end vertically because if you do see any streaks on a boat on the hull, do you think you're going to want them to be vertical or horizontal? Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. These shots showcase the finished product on this boat. If you have any suggestions for other methods we should try, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified of our next upload. See you in the next video.